Hello and welcome to this short test in Total War Attila. It's been long overdue, but I haven't actually gotten the Roman Expedition DLC or the last Roman DLC yet. I'm going to wait until it's on sale because I cannot justify paying that amount of money for the content that CA provided for that DLC. So I'm going to wait until it's on sale. However, Obelix was nice enough to test this with me, and he has gotten the DLC. So what we're testing now is two of the formerly best sword units in the game up against the DLC Bucellarii Guard Axemen. Now, just at a glance here, the Bucellarii Guard Axemen have a very special series of stats for being axe units. This is how they look, quite cool looking units. And they have a very high melee attack. Their melee damage is not stellar, but if you consider that this 32 melee damage, a huge part of that, half of that, is armor penetrating damage. And they also now have a 10 bonus versus infantry. Then they are swinging with 42 melee damage, so better than the low tier sword units that don't have the Sparta sword or the Konda sword of the Uars warriors. So now they can actually do some damage with their weapons. That also gets added to their melee attack, so they have a ridiculous 75 melee attack versus infantry units, which is pretty good. Their charge bonus of 40, not great, but decent. Their melee defense is very high for being an axe unit. So is their armor, health, decent morale. They have precursors as well. So they have a very special combination of traits that should make them very powerful even against good sword units. And of course they are a DLC unit, but I think the Creative Assembly realized or have been shown by me and others that axe units just didn't have a place in this game, at least if we're talking about multiplayer, and especially double-handed axes. The Dane axe has seen a lot of use, but single-handed axes, probably one of the unit classes that has seen the least use in competitive multiplayer. And of course Uars warriors have You won't find a Hun army that is effective being used competitively that doesn't have some Uars warriors. Now, maybe not chosen Uars warriors, but at least these very good Uars warriors. But they have had their bonus against infantry reduced significantly. So now it's down to 10. So on the charge here, we're going to give it a few seconds. And on the charge here, the Uars warriors start dropping at a rate that is a bit slower than the Bucellarii Guard Axemen. And this is, over here, it's the same with the chosen Uars. It's about the same, so it's very similar right off the charge. But the Bucellarii Guard Axemen, in this particular case, we tested pure combat ability without precursors in the mix, because obviously Uars warriors don't have precursors. Now, in terms of cost, these Bucellarii Guard Axemen are more expensive than the dirt cheap Uars warriors, and the chosen Uars warriors are 25 more expensive than the Bucellarii Guard Axemen. The Bucellarii Guard Axemen are going to cost you, I believe it was 750. While the chosen Uars warriors are at 775, and these standard Uars warriors, of course, are 575. So let's see how they do. Now, in order for an axe unit to be worth bringing against sword units, they need to be able to go head to head and give good account of themselves, and they need to be able to survive for a significant amount of time. But with the increased bonus now, they are absolutely worth bringing against units like Uars warriors. And the Bucellarii Guard Axemen, they survive with quite a few men remaining in the unit here. And you can see that the extreme morale of the chosen Uars means that they fight to the death, but they are going to get destroyed here by the by the Bucellarii Guard Axemen. And it's a combination of things. Now, the Uars warriors have higher base damage potential in extended melee, but the guaranteed damage here is higher for the Bucellarii Guard Axemen because of the high AP and the bonus. There's one guy fighting to the death here, but there he died. So the Bucellarii Guard Axemen, just looking at their stats, you can surmise that they are a great unit, because CA fixed most of the issues with Axe units, namely low melee defense, low armor, low health, and gave them a slightly higher damage potential. And of course that happens to a DLC unit, no surprise there. Instead of balancing the single-headed Axe units, they just make, in my opinion, a ridiculously overpowered version of an Axe unit. So the Bucellarii Guard Axemen, very strong unit, but of course it warrants further testing, because this was without precursors. But if they defeat the Uars warriors and the chosen Uars this handsomely, without even using their precursors, you can probably surmise that with precursors they are going to do even better. But we're going to have a look at that. And something else worth noting is that at 575, the Uars warriors give a pretty good account of themselves compared to chosen Uars warriors. Now let's see, there are no chosen Uars warriors left here on the field because they didn't survive. They fought to the last man. But against the chosen Uars, and this just kind of shows how good the regular Uars warriors are. The Bucellarii Guard Axemen here have 77 men remaining. Here they have 70. And the chosen, here they have 95, so that's a 25-man difference in terms of casualties, and 87 here, so that is 10-man difference in terms of casualties. But considering what extra units you can bring for the price if you bring Uars warriors instead of chosen Uars, I think that's, even though the Uars warriors got significantly less kills, I think they are still a good unit to bring for the hunts. You just have to not charge them head on into particularly Bucellarii Guard Axemen. And there are some other units they can't defeat one-on-one now, but we'll have a look at that as well. Strength and honor.